Tonight on Connecticut's news station, an Uber ride turns violent. Tonight, a man is in custody after allegedly shooting his driver. We're learning that suspect is a driver for another popular company.
Violating the code of conduct. I'm Matt Karen reporting outside Hartford's public safety complex, where an officer resigned following this internal affairs investigation. We'll tell you all about it.
Showers filling in as we head through the evening tonight, and a super soaker at times on Friday. We'll have the timing.
Plus, Taco Bell tantrum, the suspect facing a judge after throwing a violent fist fight in a fast food restaurant.
And an hour from now, former President Trump is expected to surrender on election charges. We're closely following his arrival in Georgia.
I could not believe it. Could not believe it. You know, this is someone who you least expect, for this to happen to them.
The family of a New Haven woman who died in a domestic dispute speaking out how she's being remembered tonight.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Ben Goldman. We start here with a look at the forecast. More rain on the way as we look live across the state here. Sunshine is gone for now, but there's a look here. I don't know. Maybe it looks kind of bright in Middletown. A little bit of sun over Mohegan Sun, but gray skies in Hartford and New Haven. We're ready for the sun to come back.
Yeah.
All around the state.
We're one day in.
Yeah.
We had so many beautiful days, Rachel, and then now more rain.
I don't know. I'm with you. I'm ready for it to come back as well. But yeah, things are heading the other way, downhill as we head into the day tomorrow with periods of rain. Some will be heavy at times. Thunder, too, Friday right into the pre-dawn hours of Saturday morning. And there is a chance for some isolated flash flooding issues. We're anticipating about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall in the areas that get up around 3, which is most likely in the eastern half of the state. Again, could see some problems, especially with big puddles out there on the roads. Right now, yeah, it's pretty overcast for Hartford and for the New Haven area. It's looked like this for much of the day today, like it was going to rain at any moment. But now it finally is. We're not seeing anything too intense out there, and I don't expect any heavy downpours until tomorrow. But it's raining pretty good right now around Farmington down through New Britain, and in southern Connecticut we're seeing some rain from Killingworth up through Haddam and East Hampton, and these will continue to fill in as we head through the evening, and heavier downpours by tomorrow morning. Low temperatures tonight staying in the 60s, so not as cool as it has been the last few nights and following mornings. Highs tomorrow in the low 70s. Periods of rain, some locally heavier downpours. It will be breezy, wet at times, and the chance for some embedded rumbles of thunder as well. We'll talk more about this with the future radar and the changes for the weekend. Better than tomorrow, but still not perfect. We'll explain coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Following developing news out of Stratford, where police say an Amazon driver shot his Uber driver this morning. Fox 61's Carmen Chow is on the scene with what we know so far. Carmen.
Police have identified the Amazon driver as 26-year-old Anthony Van of Bridgeport, and they did find 3 loaded guns on him, and he has been charged with attempted murder. Now, the scene has been cleared, but we still want to show you remnants from the shooting left behind. You can see a lot of that shattered glass in the parking lot and out in the roadway. Police say when officers arrived on the scene, the suspect, a subcontracted Amazon driver, was found behind a nearby building. It turns out the Amazon driver shot his Uber driver several times while being driven to work. The Uber driver managed to drive away after being shot. Eventually, the Amazon driver reached out to police to turn himself in and was in custody approximately 20 minutes after the shooting. Police were on scene for several hours combing for evidence, looking to see if other cars were shot at and talked to witnesses.
He reached out to dispatch to surrender himself. Officers approached him and he surrendered without incident, and he was taken into custody.
Police believe this was an isolated incident, so there is no concern for public safety. The Uber driver is also said to be okay, but they have not yet been identified. A van is being held on a $1 million bond, and he's expected back in court later this month. Reporting in Stratford, Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Carmen. On the heels of a traffic ticket scandal involving the state police, Fox 61 has learned this isn't the only agency with discrepancies. Fox 61's Matt Karen is at Hartford Police Headquarters after digging into an internal affairs investigation involving an officer who violated code of conduct. Matt.
Well, this 13-page internal affairs report details how traffic officer Michael Fallon ultimately resigned in March, but not before he admitted to completely fabricating traffic stops that never existed.
I can't tell you why someone would engage in this type of misconduct. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Speaking only to Fox 61, Hartford Police Chief Jason Thode.
It's never good to find something like this.
An annual audit of records finding that during a 4-week period, traffic officer Michael Fallon overreported 195 traffic stops, 31 tickets, and completely fabricated 33 traffic stops, even entering a false arrest warrant.
We quickly, called over to the court, had that warrant vacated.
When confronted, Fallon said, quote, he didn't want to disappoint his supervisors with a limited amount of activity.
And that's just no excuse.
The internal affairs investigation went on to discover that during traffic stops, Fallon incorrectly reported the driver's gender 12 times and their race 19 times. He also failed to properly tag evidence and failed to properly operate his body camera. The good news, Hartford's policies and procedures created to catch this misconduct worked.
We have processes in place to find it quickly and address it aggressively.
Admittedly, Hartford PD is still working to streamline data reporting and record processing. They're one of the only departments still on a hybrid paper-based system.
We had to be one of the last departments in the state and maybe even in the country to go to a digital system, and we do still have paper reports.
Ken Brown of the state's Racial Profiling Prohibition Project monitors traffic stop data statewide. He told Fox 61 a lack of officer credibility can have far-reaching consequences, including impacting court cases.
It's why it's drilled into them from day one when they're hired and they go through that police academy. Whatever you do not lie.
But for their faults, Hartford is also unique in that it's not just the police policing themselves.
And I think they're the only city in Connecticut that has their own inspector general.
Hartford police say this was an isolated incident involving only Officer Fallon, but his violations were so serious that Hartford police have moved to decertify him, meaning that he wouldn't be able to work in law enforcement anywhere in the state. Reporting outside the Hartford Public Safety Complex, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Moving on tonight, online food ordering gone wrong. 2 restaurant workers off the job tonight, and a 21-year-old Southington man is facing a judge over an online food order at the Queen Street Taco Bell. Police say the incident escalated too far, with a customer charging toward an employee with a knife. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez is in Southington, right outside the fast food chain, with more.
Police say this started with an online order, but when workers didn't have that order, a customer reportedly charging at one of them with a knife. But police say the workers didn't help the situation.
Units headed to Taco Bell. It sounds like there was a verbal argument with the employee.
A missing food order escalating to an arrest late Wednesday night at the Taco Bell on Queen Street.
That escalated to the point where I think the employee inside made a comment as well, and then they arranged to meet outside by the front door.
21-year-old Jonathan Jenkins facing Judge Maureen Keegan Thursday at Superior Court in New Britain.
Certainly now he has 7 pending cases.
Documents show Jenkins drove through this drive-through twice before meeting 2 workers at the front entrance.
And a person who's so upset by an incorrect fast food order that he's alleged to have brandished a knife charged at the employees and then said he was getting a gun.
He was moving quickly towards one of the employees, had a knife in his hand.
Lieutenant Keith Egan says Jenkins charged at one of the workers who moved behind the building by about 25 feet.
Because it's on surveillance, and then Jenkins returns back.
But when Jenkins tried to drive away before police got there, he hit a curb, getting a flat tire, making it easier for police to take him into custody on threatening, weapon possession, and endangerment charges.
And the fact that he produced a knife is just escalating well beyond where we need to be for getting Taco Bell.
And this is Jenkins' 7th open court case. He has no known address, and authorities say he has been known to live on the Green. Meanwhile, the general manager here at Taco Bell tells me that those 2 workers are now off the job pending further investigation. In Southington, I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Samaya. Just in, new at 6, the U.S. Navy awards its largest contract yet to Sikorsky. It will receive $2.7 billion for its 35 helicopters. Deliveries will begin in 2026. Senator Richard Blumenthal has released a statement reading in part, quote, "Today's announcement is a testament to the highly skilled Sikorsky workforce and supply chain companies who build the world's best helicopters. These 35 aircrafts represent a boon both to our national defense and to our state's economy."
Killingly, police are on the lookout for a person who cashed a fraudulent check. The incident happened a week ago at Hometown Bank in Danielson. The individual reportedly cashed the check and then failed to make a similar transaction at the Hometown Bank branch in Woodstock. If you recognize this person, call Killingly Police or Troop D.
Well, today is a big day. Connecticut's own Aragoni Bridge is being featured on postal stamps for the U.S. Postal Service. This historic milestone was celebrated at a ceremony today in Portland. The stamp shows a side view of the bridge paired with a beautiful sky. This is one of 4 in a new collection commemorating bridges across the U.S.
We celebrate today the 85th anniversary of the dedication of this vital bridge and the United States Postal Service's recognition of its importance by issuing this stamp.
The stamp's available at the Portland Post Office. People who attended the event were happy to see such an iconic bridge representing the Nutmeg State.